Welcome to the Productivity Podcast. We're back from the Productivity Forum 2025, number 10. I'm delighted to be joined by Sue and James, both from Rethink, who are integral parts of the day. Hi, James.
Hi, Simon. Thank you for having me.
Good. You recovered?
I've still got tired feet, but I know buzzing still with the ideas.
Good. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
You recovered?
Just about.
Just about. Yeah, it's one of those days that kind of blurs past, isn't it? It's an early start, lots of interesting conversations, and a tidy up and we're done. So we'll whiz you through the agenda that we went through. James and Sue will give us some reflections on each of the sessions, and then we'll talk about what's next. So Sue and I open the day, usual, where are the toilets, where are the fire exits, all the important things about when lunch is and when breaks are. And then we had Alex Rezvan, who's the host of the Retail Podcast and pretty much tours the world for all the hospitality and retail show, give us some insight into navigating the retail revolution. James, reflections on Alex's opening message?
Well, I think the fact that what he's seen in China is coming here in the number of years, and the way that retail and hospitality are different there, moving more towards non-transactional space, cultural revolutions, and highly tech-enabled. Yeah, fascinating and inspiring. And his question of, do you want to be famous for making money or do you want to be famous for saving money, really resonated with me.
Yeah, some interesting strap lines to take forward throughout the day. And Sue, I think it's the first time you'd met Alex, so what resonated with you?
I really enjoyed the fact it made you think. It took you out of the day-to-day and made you think about what could happen, what would be different. And I think he gave some great examples of how other brands are successfully navigating those changes and trends that are coming. So it was both future-looking and thought-provoking, but was also had some real good practical examples as well. So it was a really great session.
Yeah, and he's posted, for those of you that don't know him, Ali Rezvan, I think he is on LinkedIn. Look him up. His content's great to follow anyway. So good job, Ali. Then we had a bit of a Q&A with Ali, so lots of questions. We won't go into those because they stay in the room. And then we had a presentation from Halfords. So Sue, you worked closely with Halfords on the project, so must have been nice to see some of that come to light in the room.
Yeah, it was great to hear how they've taken it on and what they've done with it, the changes that they're making. So it was a real positive story, and there's some really interesting things that they're doing.
And James, you were an integral part of the data analysis and the insights, and again, must be nice for you to see that come to life on stage.
Yeah, and it's a great thing about the Productivity Forum is how willing our clients are to share their productivity journeys and what they've learned with the audience. I think everybody got a lot out of this session.
Good. Then we had our first innovation lounge. So we had a set of partners that we'd invited to the day. They were all showing their latest innovation, which we'd kind of married up with some of the themes that we've seen across the studies we've been doing in the last 12 months. So it wasn't just a bunch of people put in a room. And James, you introduced it, so I'll kind of let you explain the process that we went through with everybody.
Well, it was kind of like a treasure hunt. We wanted to make sure that everyone in attendance got an opportunity to learn about the different technological innovations. So we set up a series of 8-minute presentations from the vendors. People split into groups and had to work around them. And I think that meant that people were getting short, sharp introductions to different topics, different technologies and ways they could help their business, which from the feedback we had, obviously Happy or Not gave us a couple of terminals to get feedback. Looks like the feedback on that was pretty positive in terms of how people felt about it. And yeah, our partners giving out free socks always helps as well.
Yeah, socks are always popular. So I know you were kind of busy in the day, but thoughts on the Innovation Lounge?
I think people really value the chance to see some new things that they might not have come across, and there'll always be it. It would have been impossible for us to have everything in there was of interest, top of mind interest to everybody. I think quite a few of the people that I spoke to, they found a number of things that were interesting and thought provoking for them. So even if they didn't need to buy the shelf edge labels, for example, then there'd be something else that was of interest to them. So it seemed to work well, and I think it'd be something we'd be keen to do more of in the future.
Yeah, it's something I know you two won't talk about because you tend not to blow your own trumpet on those things. But we gamified it by doing a little prize draw for people that attended all 8 sessions. But the prizes were donating some money to charity, and we had 5 worthy winners and five different charities supported. So I thought it was a really nice touch from you both.
Good, thank you. Yeah, good feedback. So we've kind of spoken to all the partners as they were packing up, and I helped some of them pack up, and we've had various emails today congratulating us and said what a good event it was and how helpful all the Rethink team were. So always good to know. Yeah, it's nice. It doesn't cost us anything to be nice to people regardless of what we're doing. So yeah, one to think on for next year of how we make that bigger and better. We then moved into the afternoon sessions, and we had a really interesting presentation from Harding Retail. So for those that don't know, Harding Retail kind of managed all the shops on the cruise ships, from kind of alcohol through to very, very, very expensive pairs of earrings, as we found out. So always an interesting presentation.
Yes, fascinating to think that all your core retail processes are the same but different, and the different challenges. So I know when you think whatever your business is, you face some unique challenges. Every business does, because of the unique branding that we deliver. Actually, some of the real practical challenges of operating on a ship where space is tight, you haven't got good connections to Wi-Fi, and some of the real things that are basics that you take for granted everywhere else just don't happen there. And yet this still managed to deliver a brilliant customer experience and bring in the sales. So it was really interesting to hear about.
Again, James, you're integral in the insight for that one. So thoughts on the Harding journey?
Yeah, I mean, I'd echo what Sue said about the similarities between this, retail at sea versus retail on land. Next year, we'll have to do some retail from the air. We'll have to win some airborne clients, so we can talk about retail in all places. But, Steve made a point, having observed the innovation lounges, like, people want to be productive at heart. And he talked about some of the really clever ways the teams on the boats were becoming more productive despite the challenges they faced. And I think that was just a reminder for me that lots of our clients have fantastic people doing a great job all the time to be as productive as possible. And if we can just enhance that energy, I think we'll be in a really strong place. And yeah, that was what I took out of Steve's presentation.
Yeah. There's no way to get more people once you've set sail, is there? So interesting challenges. We had various panels throughout the day, so again, we won't go into the detail of those, but some great clients and partners on panels sharing stories with the room. Then we moved into current insights. So that was both of the people on the podcast, Sue and James. We won't dwell on this, not because it wasn't good and not because it wasn't important, but it deserves its own episode. So I think Sue and James, you're going to record something and put it out in a couple of weeks, pretty much replicating that session. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that would be good from my point of view. Like, we do lots of analysis for lots of clients. Those presentations are always thought through, and there's lots of interpretation of the data. We never just provide data and say, there you go, there's a bunch of slides. And because our data is based on the people we work with, we're not doing a census of the state of retail in the UK, for example. So I feel like we're maybe a little bit reticent sometimes to share what we're seeing, in case it doesn't represent everyone. But I think the feedback I got on the day was that the themes that Sue pulled out and what they meant for our clients and for the attendees were really valuable. And so I think we should do more of it. So I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, I think it was good to pull out the things that I see that are changing. And a lot of them, you might say some of those things have been always with us, and they have. But I think as times are changing and the world moves on, and retail and hospitality moves on and faces different challenges, I think it's always interesting to see what is it that's emerging, because it's so useful to know what's happening generally, because it allows you in your business to think about, is this happening here? What do we need to do? So I always enjoy sharing those sorts of insights.
Good. And then we finished with Graham Wilson, who first came, we've known for a number of years, first came last year and came back to reinforce the story around making change happen Graham's a great speaker, always got some great stories, relates a lot of it back to his military and motor racing passions and careers. James, again, seemed really good, bearing in mind it was the last session of a long, productive day, seemed lots of engagement, and again, seemed to resonate with people.
Yeah, and ultimately, everybody in the room was there because they're trying to make their businesses more productive, but that's always going to involve working with people and changing people's behaviors and winning their hearts and minds. So it felt like the perfect end to me, to kind of picking up on some loose threads that were there from the sessions throughout the day.
And Sue, you've known Graham for a number of years as well. Good way to end the 10th forum.
Yes, and a reminder that sometimes implementing the process change or the tech might be an easier part than actually doing the engagement and the work around it that you need to do to actually deliver something successfully.
Yep. So number 10 done. Number 11 is now almost, under a year away potentially. So for those listening, registration's open. It will be in September, location, date, TBC, but you can get your name on the list because we were oversubscribed this year. Sue, hopes for the 2026 forum, number 11?
I'm hoping bigger and better.
Okay. It's quite a bit to live up to after this year and the previous 9, James.
I think just if people can get as much value from it next year as they got from it this year, then I'll be more than happy.
Perfect. So we'll put the link in the show notes so you can register early. And say it will be in September, exact date TBC, but it'll be after the kids have gone back to school, and location we're debating, and we'll look around, but typically it'll be in that Birmingham area. So all plans are in place. Well, I look forward to your episode, Sue and James. It gives me a week off of hosting the podcast, so I'll look forward to replaying that session. Thanks both for your efforts yesterday, and we'll speak soon.
Bye.
Thank you, Susie.